Breaking news out of the Big Apple Patriots. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on 5 federal charges, including wire fraud and bribery. But here is the kicker. This comes hot on the heels of Adams speaking out against the migrant crisis overwhelming his city. Coincidence? We think not. Is this a case of political retribution, or is there more to the story? And with a radical anti-police activist next in line for the mayor's office, what does this mean for the future of America's largest city? Now listen up, Patriots. While politicians play musical chairs, you need to focus on what really matters. I'm talking about your health, and that is where the legendary Chuck Norris comes in. At 84, he is still kicking butt and taking names. How? By making one simple change that has transformed his life. Now, he and his wife feel decades younger with energy to spare. Chuck's made a special video explaining it all, and trust me, you do not want to miss this. Head over to chuckdefense.com/next or click the link below. This isn't just about staying fit. It's about reclaiming your youth and vitality. Don't wait your future self. Well, thank you. So what happened with Mayor Eric Adams? We've got a video clip we're going to play for you. I think really sets the entire stage for what's happening now. But before we do, let's check out NTD with the breaking story.
Welcome to NTD Evening News. Our top story tonight, the much anticipated indictment against New York City Mayor Eric Adams was unsealed today. Our legal correspondent Arlene Richards has details on the charges. Hurricane Helene is set to bring a serious storm surge to northwestern Florida. Officials are urging residents to evacuate. The Category 3 storm could cause significant damage across a large part of the southeastern U.S. Christina Corona with the weather update. President Biden announcing billions of dollars more in aid for Ukraine, and Vice President Kamala Harris appearing with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky criticized suggestions that Kyiv should cede territory for the sake of peace with Moscow. Jack Bradley in D.C. Israeli forces are keeping up the pressure on Hezbollah, killing another high-level commander in Lebanon. Law enforcement involved in Capitol Hill receptive to those possibilities today at a court hearing in Manhattan. Melina Weiskup has more from attorneys for both Trump.
Okay, so NTD television did not cover the spot, but President Trump reacted to the news today.
When I will say this, I watched about a year ago when he talked about how the illegal migrants are hurting our city and the federal government should pay us and we shouldn't have to take them. And I said, you know what? He'll be indicted within a year. And I was exactly right, because that's what we have. We have people that use the Justice Department and the FBI at levels that have never been seen before. So I wish him luck. I don't know anything about what he did, but I told a lot of people right over there, that group was saying, you know, sir, you were right about that. When they mentioned that, I said, they came in and he was pretty strong about it. He said, this is really unfair to make us carry this burden. We shouldn't be doing this. This is New York City. I mean, your parks are loaded up. I just passed recently Madison Avenue, the Roosevelt Hotel. It's like nobody would recognize it. That's Midtown. But he came out very strongly against it. He was right, by the way, because it's ruining our country. He was honest. And I said, he will be indicted within a year. And that's what happened. And I noticed the indictment's very old. It goes back a long time. Well, I had the same thing. They went way before the statute of limitations. So I wish him well, but I said that he will be indicted because he did that. You take a look. That's what they do. These are dirty players. These are bad people. They cheat and they do anything necessary. These are bad people. And we need an honest Justice Department. We need an honest FBI, and we need it fast. Yeah,
we certainly do need it fast. So you may be wondering what caused all this. Well, people are speculating it was these very comments. If you're wondering why the system turned on one of its own, here's Tommy Lahren. That was her comment on this post. Exactly 1 year ago, Mayor Eric Adams admitted off script that the migrants are destroying New York City. Listen to this. This is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We had a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together, all of us. Staten Island is saying, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No, it's not the game we can play. Open the floor up.
Lawfare is a bitch. That was my reaction. Bill Ackman, he said, I don't know whether Eric Adams is guilty or innocent. He does, however, deserve the presumption of innocence. I do know that Eric loudly spoke the truth on the migrant problem in New York City and what the consequences would be for New Yorkers and the country. Doing so required bravery, as sharing these views publicly as a Democrat mayor did not win him any friends in the party or with the Biden-Harris administration. Having witnessed the weaponization of our country's prosecutorial resources, sadly, I have to say, I am that much more skeptical when indictments are announced against someone whose views are not welcome by the party in charge. One would hope that our political system indictments would only be brought in cases where the probability of conviction is very high, as it is beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused is guilty. Sadly, I am less confident that the system works that way anymore. The justice system is forever tainted because of the lawfare that is occurring in this country now. Here is the mayor reacting to the charges.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. My fellow...
Now you know how Donald Trump feels, buddy. Here is... Oh, he got heckled today. Mayor Eric Adams was heckled by black people outside of Gracie Mansion for making his indictment about race and surrounding himself with black supporters. Listen to this.
This is not a grant in New York saying that this is not a black day. This is not a black day. This is a youth day. This is a youth day, Eric Adams. This is not a black day. people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a justice day.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups.
Oh, wow. So he's getting heat from all sides, from the people on the ground, from the federal government. Donald Trump, of course, weighing in. But everybody's asking the question now, is it because he spoke out against the immigration crisis, which leads directly to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the border czar? Now, some on the left are already stating, you know, you guys on the right are just trying to shoehorn this moment here you see on the screen, shoehorn this moment into your narrative to justify the lawfare attacks. But can you draw the line? Can you connect the dots? If you speak against the establishment, the established order, and their narrative, what happens? Look what's happening to Alex Jones, Donald Trump, countless conservatives. They don't care what party you are in. They will go after you regardless. And this is proof positive of that. New York is falling because they cannot handle the influx of immigration. Mayor Adams spoke out about it. Small towns across this nation are all feeling the pressure of what has happened at the border and the policies of the Biden administration. Small towns in Ohio, Pennsylvania, all over the United States, they can't handle it. And the biggest city in the country, the mayor speaking out, now a target. You tell me. So as the dust settles on this bombshell indictment, we're left to wonder about the true motivations behind it. Is Adams being punished for speaking truth to power about the migrant crisis? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg of a larger corruption scandal? With a potential leadership change looming, what's next for the Big Apple? We want to hear from you. Your take, Patriots. Is this justice served or political persecution? Share your thoughts in the comments below.